July 29th saw a game update for The Sims 4. The primary purpose was to tone down the ailments from Enchanted by Nature. Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my Sims 4 news video. So we do have this tweet here, but also on the 29th there was a Simlish music video, and currently there is a sale going on for Sims 4 and some other Sims titles. We're going to start with this tweet from the Sims Direct, where they said today's update addresses recent top community concerns, including bug fixes and significant reductions to ailment frequencies in Enchanted by Nature, plus the info for any console players having gallery access or event reward issues, and then it links to the full patch notes. And this, of course, was a follow-up to the tweet they sent last week, where they said we were getting a game update this week, though they hadn't said when, but I had kind of thought it would be on Tuesday. So before we get into the details of the patch notes, here's this from The Sims: Fall into the Perfect Stranger by FKA Twigs, and the Simlish music video is out now, and it links to YouTube, and it was the video was by Salita Sims and The Sims, and it was like a little short story set to the music. And I'll link to the tweet and the video down below if you haven't seen it already. And then, as I said, there is currently a sale going on. This is really for the EA app, where you can get up to 50% off in the Midsummer sale. I did hear from Sims community that Steam and console were having their own sales, so I'll link to the Sims community article down below so you can see the details on those other platforms. I'll go over a few details for the EA app sale at the end of the video. So here are the patch notes: restoring balance and soothing ailments. So there are the versions that you should be seeing in your game after you've updated, and that would be on the left-hand side, bottom left-hand side of your main menu. And then So Simmers, and they essentially did talk about the same things that they mentioned in the tweet, so I'm not going to repeat it. And then we're going to go on. There are actually 3 sections where they just talk about things, and then the 4th section shows the bug fixes, which there weren't many, and nor would I expect there to be many, because this mainly was to do the ailments, and they probably had a few other things ready to do some fixes for, so they did those. I expect, or maybe I should say hope, that we'll get more bug fixes with the August 19th game update that we know is coming per the roadmap. So here we're going to start with the Enchanted by Nature ailments. Today's tuning update reduces the frequency of ailments by up to 75%. To provide more context, there are 2 primary sources for what causes ailments: contagions and imbalance, and they've made improvements to both based on our feedback. So with contagions, they've significantly reduced how contagious ailments are, resulting in Sims contracting an ailment every 3 days on average instead of the previous 1 day, which honestly still seems kind of a lot, but anyways. If your Sim is living in a big household and or seeing clients as a naturopath, ailments will happen about 40 to 50% less than before. With the balance system, when a Sim becomes very imbalanced, ailments will appear. They've adjusted the extremes of balance, which affect how frequently ailments could appear. Previously, witnessing a death and having extreme emotions such as mortified and hysterical instantly took away all balance. I have experienced that, causing the Sim to instantly feel very imbalanced. Yeah. Now extreme emotions still drain balance faster than regular emotions, but leave time for Sims to react and get proper care. So they're exploring what additional ailment control could look like, and look forward to hearing our feedback after this update. I don't see anything yet there with like a bug report, but maybe that's more something that's in like the general information and feedback section versus in the bugs. The original bug report was in the bug section. It then goes on to talk about the Enchanted by Nature fairy wings. So they want to share more information about fairy wings and when they're supposed to appear. There are over 360 positions and unique interactions surrounding fairy wings that their team reviewed and tailored animations for. By design, there are certain activities where fairy wings will intentionally be tucked away, such as lying down, sitting, or riding a horse. This is to avoid clipping or animation disruptions to complex objects, which could introduce additional technical difficulties to players. If you're experiencing fairy wings not showing up after completing several interactions where they should be visible, they'd love information via the forums to aid investigation. And that links to the current bug report, which has not been closed because all they're doing is providing some information of when you shouldn't be seeing them so that, you know, you're not reporting that. And instead you're actually reporting times where you think they should be shown, as opposed to what they're saying. So here is like the bug report that's currently there with the upvotes that it had when I got that screenshot. So next, we have this console connectivity. So they've been investigating reports that some simmers on consoles have been unable to access the gallery and claim event rewards, and being told an online connection is required or seeing only library on the main menu. This is due to a user agreement pop-up not appearing where it should. So they're working on resolving that. And in the meantime, you can restore full access to the gallery by going to Game Options, Other, and select Link EA Account button, and an updated user agreement will appear, or will display, I should say. Accepting the updated agreements will prompt you to restart the game. Selecting Confirm will restart the game and restore your connection to the gallery. As always, make sure you've saved any progress before restarting. So the issue is that this pop-up isn't appearing automatically, and you have to essentially go seek it out to get that connection back. So there is a bug report for that, and it is still open. I'll show it here now briefly. And then they go on, thanks again for all the passion and love for fairies. And that is it for like the little information. And now we have the actual bug fixes. The first two under Enchanted by Nature are to do with the ailments and the balance. So those link and those are what those were. Then there was another one for players with seasons. The natural path career now respects holidays, so Sims will have the day off. And then there was one that doesn't have a link anywhere, where it was sponge bath and bathroom at the Moss Vale Fairy Hub and bathe in water and ponds for Sims with a natural living skill. Now clean Sims who have been singed by fire. For werewolves, you have werewolf noses now have color options once again in Create a Sim. There is actually a new report. The old one was closed, where this doesn't seem to be fully retroactive. So some existing Sims still don't seem to have the color options. But I'll go over that after. And then for base game, during limited time events such as Nature's Calling, Sims now remain at work or school when other household members travel or join a career. So the issue with Sims coming home from school or work, there were two separate bug reports, and the one was just for traveling or joining a career. That's been fixed. The other one is still open, which I'll show after we go over here. And then there was multiple packs, get to work aliens and Sims wearing an outfit from DLC packs no longer look pitch black or have invisible bodies when played in a game that does not have those packs. So that again didn't have a link to a bug report. It was just sort of something that they said they have fixed. So here is that new bug report with respect to existing werewolves not receiving nose color options. And you can see what the color option should be on the picture, like on the bottom left. This is one long report, but I just have it so you can see it better. I've split it up. So then on the right, you can see the top one where, they don't have the color options there. Though the person did edit the report and say that some existing Sims seem to have it, just not all. So I don't really know. And at the time I got the screenshot, didn't have that many upvotes. So if you have experienced this, I would suggest heading over, adding an upvote and commenting with your experience. And then here's the bug report with respect to Sims that are coming home from school or work when you reload the save, which can happen because you save and quit while they're at school or work, or if you go into Create a Sim and reload the save from there, it would do the same thing. That for me has always been an issue, but you can see it has a lot of upvotes, and I think it's more recent for everybody. For me, it might be because I play with clubs, and so that does it, but I think even sometimes when I don't, it does it. But it seems to be affecting more people since the July 1st update. So if you are experiencing this particular one, I would suggest going over and upvoting it. Now, this is just really brief troubleshooting for computer players if you're having problems after you updated, but I would still suggest that you back up your saves. I would suggest that for any update. At the bottom, it has the comment there about mods and custom content, being automatically disabled with most updates. They weren't with this particular update, and quite commonly with these types of hot fix updates, they aren't disabled. And also with these types of updates, the modders don't often even comment about whether they're fine or not. Debtor Pool did, MCCC was cleared. And for Little Miss Sam, she had a mod that tweaked ailments, and she released an update based on this, but I haven't seen anything from other modders who have mods that tweak ailments, whether or not theirs are still working. So if you're using any of those mods, you might want to check, because I know Little Miss Sam's was updated, but like at the time I'm recording this, I haven't seen anything from anyone else. So those are just the details in case you're having problems that you can follow, but hopefully this update was pretty minor, and then you're not having problems with this particular one after you updated your game. So I said I was going to talk a little bit about the sale in the EA app. You can get up to 50% off with this midsummer sale, and the sale runs until August 11th, and usually they end at 10 a.m. Pacific. And most expansion packs are 50% off. The Enchanted by Nature isn't included. It has no discount. Businesses and Hobbies has a 20% discount, and Life and Death has 38%, and all the rest are at 50%. We have, some special packs, pre-made packs that are either 20 to 25% off, and game packs and stuff packs are 30% off, and kits aren't included at all. And then the Sims Legacy, Sims 2 Legacy, and then the Sims 25th Anniversary and the My Sims Cozy Bundle, they are all 20% off. And if you are making any purchases during the sale, I do have an EA affiliate code, thanks to EA for that. So if you want to support me, you can use that when you make any purchases over there, and I will get, during the sale, I get 7%, normally it's 5%. So if you've updated and have had a chance to play and have Enchanted by Nature, have you noticed an improvement to how frequently your Sims were getting ailments or getting out of balance? I'd love to know in a comment down below. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!